Hey internet, welcome to Friday afternoon. Just got out of spin class. It was totally awesome. Did a 60-minute spin class instead of a 45-minute spin class. And wanted to just check in briefly before heading on my way. I apologize about the large amount of background noise. Apparently I decided to record this video on a very busy corner, which maybe we'll go over here to try to find some peace and quiet. Silence, something like that. But in any case, during spin class, I just really enjoyed myself, the ability to get a workout in, which I hadn't been doing for a while. Over the last week because of the project and how things were so intense. And I sort of had this realization, I guess in some ways maybe I try to relate many things to spinning, many things to code, learning to code. But I sort of had this thought about how sort of learning to code is in a lot of ways similar to other things, learning to other things. And I sort of think the epiphany that I had, or felt like an epiphany when I was in class, was that the instructor, the teacher of your spin class really matters, at least it does for me, as does the music and sort of the setting.
Many ways.
And I think that's also true for learning to code. It was true for learning Mandarin, it was true for learning French, but I think the instructor that I had today was just particularly great. He was high energy, he's very personable, he knew his stuff in terms of the different positions, how to get people motivated. And it was just such a fun and pleasant experience that the whole hour just flew by. And I started thinking about my first French teacher, Madame Landis. And she was just great in the same way. Class just flew by. You didn't realize that you were in school, and at the end of the day, you ended up learning a lot of stuff. So I would suspect that learning to code is also like that, in that life is too short to stick around and have a bunch of bad teachers. And I think one of the really exciting things about modern times is there's a lot of really interesting tools and resources that you can learn to code or sort of pursue the LTC journey. And there's a lot of variety and options for what type of teacher or what type of teachers that you have, whether they're formal or informal, whether it's recorded content or non-recorded content, live, in person, whatever kind of thing you want. I just think that people, particularly in the space of learning to code, doing stuff that's really hard, shouldn't accept bad instruction, bad instructors. And so I guess there's sort of the question of how do you know when someone's a good teacher versus a bad teacher, and that's a separate story for a separate day, different day. But I would just encourage you to, particularly if you're on a non-scholastic path to learn to code, just don't stick around for crappy teachers, crappy instruction, or people who aren't good at teaching. So that's a little note that I wanted to share after my spin class. In summary, this video was just about how the instructor really matters for spin, at least for me, and I believe it also matters for learning to code. As there's a lot of variety of resources and content that you can use out there today, if you're on a self-directed or partially self-directed LTC journey, learning to code journey, I would just encourage you to take matters into your own hands. And if you're having bad instruction, bad materials, or just materials that don't work for you, just at a certain point, just move on. Life is too short. So we would love to sort of know what you think makes a good instructor, a good teacher, particularly in the realm of LTC, learning to code. Feel free to add things to the comments section, connect with us in the other manner of ways that you can be resourceful enough to think of. I think that's it. Might make another video, but it could be the only video. Even though it looks like 12 p.m., it is actually 7:30 p.m., which means I need to get home, make some dinner, and finish a couple things for school. Actually, I have the entire weekend. I don't know why I would finish things for school, but hope you have a good night, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.